A teenage girl claims she hears voices, words only she can hear. Her name is Joan of Arc, and she says they come from God. Joan embarks on her holy quest to defeat the English and see the French king crowned. Divine messenger, witch, or warrior, capable of transcending extreme pain and suffering. How could this 19-year-old girl have accomplished all this? Joan of Arc, patron saint of France and national hero. She leaves home at the age of just 16. Coming from a rural family, at this time, it's a radical choice, sparked by an extraordinary claim. Joan says that since the age of 13, she has been hearing voices in her head. And she believes these voices come directly from God. France is divided. On the one side, England, ally with a powerful French noble, the Duke of Burgundy. On the other, the blood heir to the French throne, Charles VII, who does not want to lose his inheritance. The country is split, with the English and Burgundians holding the north and the French the south. The frontier between them is the Loire River. The English are slowly pushing south into French territory. This is the stage onto which Joan of Arc walks, negotiating her way into the royal court of Charles VII in March 1429.
The voices and her determination would have intrigued the king. When Joan presents herself to the court, it is the relief of Orleans that she claims as her mission.
Orleans is the front line of the English-French conflict.
The English armies have reached Orleans and know that to go any further, they must take this incredibly important and strategically significant town.
The English have laid siege for 7 months, and she is welcomed by those militia because her presence is seen as divine legitimacy of the French cause. The English do not expect the citizens of Orleans to fight back, so much so that they only bring a small force of around 4,000 men to annex the city. The English can't win. The Orleanais can't fight them off. It is a stalemate. Joan's arrival with more troops tips the balance in favor of the Orleanais and the French. They attack, striking at the English in the fort of Turel head-on, and succeed in driving them to defeat. Charles VII being crowned at Reims. Its cathedral is the traditional site of all French coronations. Crowning Charles legitimizes his claim for the throne over the rival English bid. The ceremony takes place on the 17th of July, 1429, 2 months after the victory at Orleans. With the king crowned, rather than returning home, Joan takes on new military missions, including a foolhardy attack on Paris. They fail, and she is captured by the Burgundians around 80 kilometers north of Paris. These French soldiers, loyal to the English, hand Joan over. Her military career ended. The war continues for another 20 years. Her self-belief, once so central to her, now becomes a liability. Taken to Rouen, in English-controlled France, she is tried and convicted by the Catholic Church for heresy. The penalty is being burned alive at the stake. Events in her last days reveal the final, extraordinary truth of Joan's abilities. It starts with a moment of doubt. In the shadow of Rouen Abbey Church, Joan repents and denies her voices. After everything she had been through, after all the danger and the difficulties she faced in obedience to those voices, at this final, darkest hour, she renounces them, confessing her sins against the Church and God. But remarkably, she withdraws her confession just a few days later. Joan's story, her entire life, is shaped by her incredible strength of mind. And her death, 22 months after her great triumph of the coronation of a French king, is the final exceptional embodiment of this. According to eyewitness accounts, she does not plead for her life. She simply calls out, "Jesus," in a persistent and strong voice as the flames rise.